But should they? Alfie Stirling is Director of Research and Chief Economist at the New Economics Foundation and joins us now. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning. There's been a lot of talk that the Prime Minister is going to U-turn. I would have thought actually he'd have done it by now ahead of Prime Minister's questions today if he was going to do it. Do you think he should U-turn?
Yeah, I think he absolutely should U-turn. Look, I mean, I'm used to coming on, shows like yours and discussing nuanced or controversial political, economic policy issues. But actually, I think the idea that we should make sure that in one of the richest economies in the world, there should be no children going from day to day during a holiday and not being able to get enough to eat, it should be entirely uncontroversial. And so I think it is government's responsibility to ensure that children do not fall into that situations. I think it's very unlikely now that we will get a U-turn for obviously this half term, and even if we did, we're now well into it and time has been lost. But we do have Christmas coming up, we've got half term in the spring, and we've got Easter. And actually it is vital now that this holiday is the only one during this pandemic where children are left unsupported.
Well, again, you said it's the government's responsibility, and an awful lot of people listening today, you will say, well, it's the parents' responsibility. If the parents have got enough food in a normal half term to feed their children when they're not at school, why don't they have enough this time round?
So I think there's obviously a moral debate here about responsibility, and I don't want to get too drawn down and far into that. Clearly,
isn't that the crucial debate?
No, because I think government has a responsibility for public health and it has a responsibility to the economy as well, and that is entirely uncontroversial. And if we have parents who do not have enough resources to feed their children.
No, but that's what I'm asking you. Do they? I mean, do they or do they not? Do the parents at the bottom of the pile today have less money than they would any half term last October?
They object, and children went hungry at half term last October.
So this should happen all the time. It's regardless of the lockdown. We should take over the feeding of children during half term, all holidays, at all times.
Well, policy should take responsibility for inequality and should take responsibility for public health and should take responsibility for the economy. And we know what's effective. We know that properly investing in universal credit is effective. We know that free meal vouchers during the holidays is effective. That's precisely why government did it last Easter. It's why they did it.
Well, no, they did it because they were forced into it by a PR move. Come on, they didn't want to do it.
They did it at Easter as well, of their own volition, because they knew that was the correct policy during a public health crisis, and we're still in that crisis today. But it's also bad for the economy. If people don't have the resources to go out and spend, to go out and work and to go and spend in supermarkets, that affects the economy as well.
Okay, but